Right, what we're going to deal with now is the basic assembly of the system. The actual bodywork, we've just got a glimpse of the outside of that to start with. What I want to do is work way through each of the parts. The base has 4 holes in it. The idea being that as that's sat down with the battery on the top of it, if you get any ingress of rain, there is a way for that to get out so that it can drip out of the corners. You don't end up with the battery eventually becoming submerged. That's the top section. This is the back wall that holds the circuit board and the 2 side pieces. And then I use a system that I've developed right from the word start, or right from the word go. It's a little bit brutal, but it does work. The corners left over from the 3mm machining mean that if you actually hammer these pieces in, there's quite a lot of mechanical strength there just on a dry fit. But in reality, what we wanted to do is we wanted to assemble this with a view that it stays together. So what we will do is you can either use PVC pipe weld, you can use the tensile. Now you've got to put it in the right order. I was going to get that incorrect, unfortunately. You've got to start by putting this T-piece together. If you don't, then you're trying to work 2 pieces against each other. And I'll glue down that side that we missed, and then those 2 go in together. It's fairly important if you are doing this, try and keep moving, because one of the things, if you do get it wrong and the glue does harden off, you're going to be stuck with what you've got. If you notice, the back wall is nearer the back than the front. The idea being that it gives you room for your components, and it also gives you room for any rain ingress to drop down the back without touching the circuit board. Right, we'll put some glue on this section, and as before, knock that together, and then run the glue along all the contact edges and put the other side. So that's the basic carcass that we've got there. We're now going to put the front and the back on that. Right, the only other section I'm going to go through now is putting on the back and the front, which we'll start with the back, which is the 1 piece. Make sure when you put that on that the internal wall has got the largest space to the front so that you have most room for your circuit board. And then, as before, a bit of glue, ensure that this thing stays where you want it. As I say, you can dry assemble it and try it all out and then put it back together again without a problem. Turn it over as well, just make sure that everything's locked down. Same again with the front. Remembering, of course, that on the front we're only putting the bottom part in. We only glue down this end. Have to leave the door loose, as I said, so you can get to the battery. And so that will now sit and dry away. And the other section I just want to take you through is putting together the rain collector. Straightforward again. Now make sure that that section's on the inside. Now then, you want to make sure that you've actually got your sensor in there before you assemble this. If you haven't got your sensor in there, then once this is glued together, I'll show you how it goes together and dry fit it, because obviously I need to come back and do my sensor. So the amount of it is, keep things going together. Right. And the only thing I want to point out to you is when you're actually putting the top on, it's worthwhile making sure that you've got a piece underneath, because if you don't want to damage these points. Those points are all about holding the collector cup. Can turn it over the other way, which is in there. And you can actually put the seesaw in from the bottom, which is just a matter of putting your axle across. Make sure, of course, that you've got the magnet facing the right way around, and then the whole thing drops on the base, hammers on. Right, we're going to go through assembling the cups. When you're assembling the actual cups, there's a flat section on each of the hooks. What you want to do is make sure that the corner, the edge of the cup sits on there, and then it's as perpendicular to the radius as it possibly can be. And then, of course, the other thing is to try and make sure that they're as central as possible and not tipped either side. So it might take you a couple of goes to get to it. I found the quickest way to do it is a glue gun, and a certain amount of speed is necessary. You quickly run your glue round, get everything lined up, and then press the two together, and then just hold that long enough for the glue to go off, and then work your way around. That's it. Nice and quick. Keep the glue hot on the edge, and then trying to make sure it's as central as possible. Last one. Run the glue around on the edge, and then as central as you can possibly make it. There we go. That should be, as you can see, the cup is as flat to the front as it can be, so that when it catches the wind it should turn as best as possible.